Hi, Love Coach Michelle Baxo here. So I want to talk to you about how to be powerful without being intimidating. So any powerful woman knows exactly what I'm talking about because we hear this all the time, especially if you're single. Okay, so this happened to me all the time, and it was the reason a lot of people would say when they would try to figure out why I was still single, they'd be like, "Well, did you ever think that maybe you might be intimidating towards men?" And that always drove me crazy because I was like, what? Just by being myself, I'm intimidating. I'm supposed to change that somehow? Screw that. Okay. So, no, I don't want you to change who you are. I don't want you to be any less powerful than who you are. Okay. But there are some things that can really support you to make sure that you aren't coming across as intimidating while you be your most powerful, strong, outstanding, inspirational, phenomenal woman that you are. Okay. All right. So first of all, I want to clarify something. There will always be men and women who are insecure, just lack the confidence, and therefore they feel intimidated by you because they're not comfortable with your confidence or your level of success and so on. For those people, there's nothing that you can do. Should not dim your light to make them feel more comfortable. Okay. You can, support them by giving them some great books or encouraging some personal development that might help them in their personal development, but you shouldn't be fixing them and you shouldn't be changing who you are to make them more comfortable. Okay, is that clear? That's like a side note I want to make sure that you're really clear about. But I'm talking about what about everybody else? Okay, what about everybody else? Is your powerfulness causing like those other, confident, amazing people to feel intimidated by you? Well, no, it's not your power. It's not your confidence. It's not your success. What's likely happening is you may be doing some other things that are getting collapsed with your powerfulness that are actually blocking love. Okay. So there's this thing called armor. And when I say armor, what I'm referring to is there are ways that we behave, there are habitual ways of being, that we actually use to protect ourselves. And we're using it to protect ourselves so that we don't get hurt. It's based on fear. And because it's based on fear, it automatically separates us from people. And so sometimes what we do are things like we avoid being vulnerable. So confidence is a really great thing. But if you're wanting to always be confident and comfortable, then you're not allowing any vulnerability. And then people have a hard time connecting with you because they're not connecting with your humanity. Okay. So it's really important to know. And gosh, Brene Brown just did an amazing segment on Netflix around this. And she has tons of amazing work. And there's a lot of other really great speakers and, thought geniuses out there that are talking about this topic. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a strength. It takes courage to experience that vulnerability. So I want you to check in with yourself. Now, I know a lot of us know this, but are you actually taking it into practice? Do you let people see your faults? Do you share about them? Do you let other people learn from where you've made mistakes? Do you admit when you're wrong? Okay. Are you the first one to say I like you? Or you do let people know that you like them? Like these sorts of things, right? They're vulnerable because you're at risk of being pain, but it also allows people, it gives them permission to connect with you. It has you be open. So vulnerability is really important. And for sure, being vulnerable is part of being powerful. So that's not taking away from you being powerful, but it will take away from you being intimidating because it'll give people access to your humanity. Yes? Okay. So the second one is being open to receive. And receiving is a really important part of the feminine energy. So I know we hear about this quite a bit, right? The masculine, the feminine. Are us powerful women, are we too far in the masculine? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. But what I can tell you is that receiving is a part of the feminine, is a part of the divine feminine or the feminine energy. And that is often something that some powerful women have a hard time with. Okay. They're not they don't need to be collapsed. They're not the same at all, right? So I want you to start visualizing yourself as this powerful goddess. Okay. And you want to, like, sometimes I think of like a goddess and I'm like, meh, am I a goddess? I don't know. But I mean, like, think of something that really empowers you, like a strong, powerful, like a leader of a woman that people love so much that they want to give things to that woman. And of course she's going to receive it. Of course she is. She's going to be grateful for it. So I want you to start creating an image and find one that really inspires you. I'd love for you to write ideas in the comments, actually, of any that, or email me or message me on Facebook about some of your ideas, because it's important that we have these images rather than the more negative images that have been fed to us that prevent us from wanting to receive, okay? So receiving is really important. Allow people to do things for you. Be grateful for it, right? And when you have the gratitude for it, then it's not as uncomfortable because you're reciprocating with your gratitude, okay? So that's really important. And so when you are open to receive, then people aren't intimidated because they feel like they can provide something. They have something to give you. They have something to contribute to you, okay? No matter how powerful you are. And then lastly, you just want to check in that your desires and your actions are consistent with what you actually want, okay? So when you look at the relationship that you really want to be in, let's say it's like a committed relationship, but you want to be with someone who really honors you and who, respects your opinions, who, has his own passions, who treats you really well, who is absolutely adoring of you. Like, if these are things, whatever they are, these are just examples, whatever those things are, I want you to check in that you're allowing yourself to be attracted to those things that you actually want, and that you're stepping towards that and this is, when it's something that could actually make you happy, actually fulfill you, it's scary. That's actually one of the most vulnerable things of all, isn't it? Because when we step towards it, we start to get terrified that, oh my gosh, like now I could be hurt. So a lot of the times we're not attracted to the things that we really want, and we step away from the things that we really want as an easy way. It's subconscious, but as an easy way to protect ourselves from the risk of being hurt. So 3 things, right? To avoid being intimidating when you are a powerful, dynamic, delicious woman. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, be open to receiving, and check in that your desires and your actions are consistent with what you actually want, okay? This is gonna make a profound difference for you. Now, I want you to check in with yourself. Do you want support on this journey, okay? I know what it was like. It drove me freaking crazy, and I was going around in circles and circles and circles for the longest time until I got on the right track in terms of the actions to take, these distinctions of power love. And then I also hired coaches to keep me in line, okay? So I want you to check and see what you need. And if you want to have a conversation with us about how we can support you on your journey of love so that you can have that empowering, delicious, true partnership to build your life with, then reach out to us. And the way you do that is you go to michellebaxo.com/lovecall. Here, I'll put it in the comments. You ready? Ready? Wait for it. It's going to show up. Love call. Okay. Let me put my HTTPS in. If you're watching the recording, it's not going to show up. It'll be somewhere else. But anyway, michellebaxo.com/lovecall. Pick a time. It'll be with me or someone on my team, and we can talk you through, what's the actual, like, what is your pathway? What's it going to take for you to get from where you are to where you want to go? And then we'll look to see how we can support you or recommend you to something that can support you, okay? But this is the time. This is the time to actually, if you want love this year, no more treating it like a hobby, okay? Let's get cracking. I love you. You deserve so much love in your life. Mwah. Be in touch. Let me know what you need.